All right, welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the guardian of chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth. I'm live, and I'm taping it at the same time. Fuck it. You guys get the routine here. You know what's going on. We are here on Chaos Corner for another episodic adventure on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. This is part 4 of our Wrestlemania 2 live to tape watch along. Leave a comment, drop an elbow on that like, subscribe, email me, inbox me, do something. Go back and check out in chronological order. You know that I am on a project right now of doing as many WrestleManias live to tape watch alongs as I can, leading into WrestleMania 40 coming up in April of 2024. We're just, about 4 weeks away? So that's why I, guys, want you and gals to come back here to the station. We have over 1,000 subscribers now, over 2,700 videos, 500,000 views. Get us into the algorithm. This is my motivation, my passion for you, the fans. The first part of this live to tape watch along for WrestleMania 2 was about 28 minutes. Part 2 was about an hour and 5 minutes, a little over an hour. We just came out of part 3 of this live to tape watch along, which was about 55 minutes, 58 minutes. We are now in part 4 of WrestleMania 2 live to tape watch along with your old buddy. It's me. It's me. It's the GOC. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. So follow along. We're going into the main event. The World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship between the champion, Hulk Hogan, against King Kong Bundy in the blue steel cage from the LA Sports Arena. Now, you guys know, as we wrap up here on part 4 of this live to tape watch along, WrestleMania 2, held in 3 locations. The Rosemont, Horizon, and Chicago, Illinois, which that's what's part 1 and part 2. The Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York. That was also a part of 2 into part 3. And now part 4, the end of part 3, and in this part 4 is from the LA Sports Arena in Los Angeles, California. So 3 different venues. Everyone from Kathy Lee Crosby to Mary Hart to Elvira to Vince Jr. to Gorilla to Jesse to Lord Alfred Hayes, Mean Gene Okerlund. It's an extravaganza, a bonanza. That's what WrestleMania is, all the pageantry. And I call out this era. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whether you're not hooking the leg for the pin, whether it's misused, and the booking is the shits, or throwing matches together. I call it out, whether it's 2024 WWE, AEW, or back to 1986, 87, NWA, Jim Crockett, AWA, the territories, and the WWF. That's what you get here on this channel. You guys know that, and that's why you're here. So this is part 4. I did WrestleMania 3, a 2-part review yesterday. A lot of success. A lot of people enjoyed it. You're here for the entertainment part of it. Besides the live to tape watch along. No copyrights. You won't hear any of the sound, see any of the video. It's you and I here on Chaos Corner. Go to my community page. You'll see all the different things I got going on. And I got going on. Is that proper English? I don't think it is, but who cares at this point? Shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because he's coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him. And that's a shoot. Stay mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually fit. Situational awareness. Keep your loved ones close. Be with like-minded people. There's a lot going on in this country, from wars to the border invasion to illegal immigration to crime to racial division to everything this government's trying to do, from AI to the planet to the weather. So stay informed and stay aware. Don't let it bog you down, because if he's for us, no one else can be against us, and that's all you need to know. Suit up, put on your armor of God, your spiritual armor, and you'll be okay. Get in that book. That's from the bottom of my heart. Much love and respect for everyone that's here. Let's get on to the conclusion of our watch along, WrestleMania 2. And you get to see my beautiful dome piece again as I go to the old op board, which I love. I do love the old op board. So don't hold it against me. We go into the main event at the Los Angeles Sports Auditorium, Sports Coliseum, Sports Arena, whatever you want to call it. Elvira, Lord Alfred Hayes, and Jesse the Body Ventura will be on the call. We've had some great special ring announcers, too. The highlight of WrestleMania 2 for me as far as celebrities, Mr. Baseball Bob Uecker. Seeing that we're in spring training. We're only, about 4 or 5 weeks away from WrestleMania 40, and I'm going to be here. I'm going to try to be here 3 or 4 times a week, at least a couple, 3 times a week, along with my regular content that I put here on the channel to review these WrestleManias that I all have, as you can see, old school with the old op. That's how I do it here. This is what you get here on this channel. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open up other people's minds to respecting you, because there's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the GOC that make things happen. Remember that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So let's quickly run down. I already told you the 3 venues here in WrestleMania 2, which was competing directly against Starrcade and Jim Crockett and the NWA at the time, before they went on to be sold to Ted Turner and WCW and the whole 9 yards. Think of the time frame here of 1986. I already told you I'm a mere 23, 24 years old. So as they put together the blue cage here in the LA Sports Arena, you could talk to me as we do a quick rundown of what we already saw on the first 3 parts of WrestleMania 2. We saw Tito Santana and the Junkyard Dog lose to Terry and Haas Funk with Jimmy Hart, a.k.a. Dory Funk Jr., when they used the old megaphone. We did see, briefly, Uncle Elmer lose to the adorable Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart. We saw Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in a solid bout against Hercules Hernandez. We did see the Corporal Kirshner against Nikolai Volkov. Classy Freddie Blassie at ringside, who tried to throw in the cane for Volkov, but Kirshner used the cane to pin Volkov. We saw the fabulous Moolah defend her World Wrestling Federation Women's Championship over Velvet McIntyre. We saw Jake the Snake Roberts and that son of a bitch Damien over on George Wells. We saw the British Bulldogs with Matilda and Captain Lou Albano defeat the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team titles and take them away from Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus the Barber Beefcake with Johnny Valiant, the luscious one. We did see the unbelievable matchup between Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and the magnificent Don Morocco. What a matchup that was. We saw Randy Macho Man Savage with Miss Elizabeth defend against George the Animal Steel for the IC title. We did see the special pugilist boxing match, Mr. T with Smokin' Joe Frazier against Roddy Piper and Lou Duva, Cowboy Bob Orton in this corner. Double count out, double disqualification, whatever the fuck it was. We saw the unbelievable historical open invitational 20-man over-the-top battle royal with the NFL against the WWF. Hall of Famers like Ernie Holmes, Bill Fralick, Jimbo Covert, William the Refrigerator Perry against legends such as Andre the Giant, Big John Studd. Harvey Martin was in there as well, with Ed Too Tall Jones and Dick Butkus as special referees. And of course, all the other stars that were in there, from the Latin sensation, former champion Pedro Morales, the living legend Bruno Sammartino, all in that battle royal. The Hart Foundation and Andre were the finals, and the Giant going over and winning that top rope battle royal. Those were the matches. We had 15 matches in WrestleMania 3. And for WrestleMania 2, and I'm going forward to go back, no chronological order in how I'm covering these. No chronological order when I go through these WrestleMania review watch-alongs leading into WrestleMania 40. So 15 matches for WrestleMania 3 in one location, obviously. 90-something thousand at the Pontiac Silverdome. The big main event where Andre beat, where Hogan beat Andre. You knew I'd fuck that up, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, to where WrestleMania 2 had only 12 matches. Where I say only. So we are going into the main event. Special guest referee. I don't think there's a special guest referee for this bout. They're showing the vignettes where you know the history leading to WrestleMania 2, how Bundy attacked Hogan and severely hurt and bruised his ribs. They're backstage right now with Hillbilly Jim, who was Hogan's boy at the time, his confidant, his solo, his second, being interviewed by Mean Gene Okerlund. They're doing the deadlifts in the back in the gym, and Hogan with the ribs taped, doing the vignette. The vignettes back in the 80s were classic and priceless, although a little corny. It was great for the time, much better than the product and the emotional investment and storytelling and the ring psychology nowadays. That's just my opinion. So we're leading in here. This is part 4, as I said. So I'm glad you guys are back and you're sticking with me. I hope you are here for all 4 episodes on WrestleMania 2. I try not to do it. It's 180 minutes running time on most of these WrestleManias, especially in the early days. We don't want to bog you down with a straight 3.5 hour podcast, a reality show, a TV show, which is what this is, an episodic TV show on YouTube. So we don't want to bog you down on that. That's why I split it up into half-hour segments, hour segments, 45 minutes, a little over an hour. That's how you're supposed to do it, so I can keep your attention. Right now they're showing Hogan doing some chin-ups with a 50 or 100-pound dumbbell tied with a chain around his neck, and it looks like you could tell in the vignette that someone's behind him, and how you spot someone that's doing the pull-ups, and they put their ankles crossed, and you boost them up. And that's exactly what it looked like there as Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan are doing the chin-ups with the 100-pound weight. Give them credit. They were inventive. Just how they put Andre on the box when he was being interviewed by Vince McMahon back in the day in the late 70s into the early 80s. So that's what we're getting ready for here. The main event between Hogan and Bundy, the legendary WrestleManias. And again, we're back with Jesse, who's got the sunglasses on. He's got the hat, the beret. He's got the golden things hanging down from his head, wearing the red boa. There's Bobby the Brain Heenan and King Kong Bundy, the massive humanity. If the refrigerator was a refrigerator, then Bundy was a condo. That's how big. You know my history with Bundy. We were arch rivals for a long time. We went back and forth from the East Coast all the way out to Vegas. Thank God we mended our ways, because Chris, a.k.a. King Kong Bundy, was a great man. But he certainly gave me a receipt or two. I had it coming to me, I'll be honest. But quite a rivalry with King Kong Bundy from yours truly. That's what you get here on the channel. Personal stories from the legends and heroes of when I was in the ring as a pro wrestling manager. Who took the fucking bumps? Remember that. And Bundy should be in the Hall of Fame. Why isn't Bundy in the Hall of Fame? McMahon is gone now. King Kong Bundy should be in the Hall of Fame. Kind of like guys like Ivan Koloff. And I can go on and on with many others that are not in the Hall of Fame that should be in the Hall of Fame. What are you waiting for, WWE? I know you've been bought out and it's no longer Vince's, although he's a stockholder, and all the bullshit, despicable, disgusting human being and rumors and innuendos coming out of Stanford and New York and in the home office. I tell it like it is. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly on here. As the Brain in his classic interview with Jesse the Body Ventura backstage. We go into the main event here. We're 15 minutes in. That's my opening monologue. As you get to look at my dome piece once again, let's see if we can fast forward a little bit. Get on from the greeter. There's Elvira. Elvira. The Oak Ridge Boys. Elvira. No, that's not her. This is Elvira, the actress. Oh, okay. Let's not get crazy. Here we go. The ring is set up. In the ring, the legendary Hall of Famer and Los Angeles Dodgers manager for many years, world champion, Mr. Tommy Lasorda, is the guest ring announcer. Just like they had Bob Uecker, you know the pageantry. They're introducing the guest timekeepers, Ricky Schroeder, and guest your cousin's ass. I guess the commentator and speaker doing the colors. I guess I'm a guest on WrestleMania 2, the GOC, that's me. So that's what they're doing here. Still in the greetings and salutations. The blue canvas, the blue apron with the WrestleMania insignia, the original, and of course for this one, the blue cage. Go out and duck, go it, and why they use the blue cage. There's a story behind it. As Lasorda goes on with the introductions, I forget who he introduces next. You'd think I would watch this for the first time here on WrestleMania 2. Way back in 1986, good times. Robert Conrad, that's right, look at that shoulder. And I dare you to knock that battery off. Robert Conrad, the famous actor, was the special guest referee. He always had a chip on his shoulder. He was a pretty tough guy, Robert Conrad. So as you can see as we go on, whether it was Liberace in these first half dozen WrestleManias, from Liberace to Aretha Franklin to Ozzy Osbourne to Alice Cooper to Robert Conrad to Tommy Lasorda to Bob Uecker to Kathy Lee Crosby to Susan St. James to Elvira, as I already said. They brought in everybody all the way to Donald Trump years later, in 7 or 8 or whatever it is. So you could see what they've done here over the years, making WrestleMania the Super Bowl, and that's why it's so big, and that's why WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia will have a sellout of 60,000 fans on both nights, because now it's WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. How times have changed. 120,000 fans and 125,000 fans probably in 2 nights, and they make it a whole weekend, and all the independent shows run shows around that way, and it's a good way for the boys and the talent and the gals to make money and to be booked. So it's really changed WrestleMania over the years, especially since the pandemic in 2019, and there was a WrestleMania with no fans, and it really has gone a lot through the 40 years of WrestleMania. In my opinion, the first 5, 10, 15 years were the best WrestleManias by far. I know they were a little gimmicky. I already talked about several times the cartoon era and how they made these guys into characters and the dumb gimmicks. And listen, I told you already, I'm repeating again, I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly on this channel. Whether it was back in the 80s, the 70s when I do historical views, whether it be the 90s, the Attitude Aggression Era, the Monday Night Wars, ECW, into the 2000s and beyond, to current day. I call it like I see it. That's what I do. That's what you get on this channel. As Bundy steps through the cage. Bundy and Bobby the Brain Heenan are in the cage right now with Lasorda and Conrad, the special guest referee. And I really don't want you to hear the pop, because we don't want any copyright strikes or anything like that. We don't own the footage or the sound, so I try to keep it here. That's why we have the background. Alexa, that bitch. She heard me. She heard me. Alexa, stay off. Shut off. She heard me. She heard me. You see what I put up with that bitch here down in Chaos Corner? No offense, man. Lighten up. And here he comes. Here's the entrance. The immortal, the legendary Hulk Hogan. A year after he won the title and changed the whole business from the territories and on down, and what's happened in this industry. For as much as it made it what it is today, it also was a double-edged sword. That's my opinion. I probably wouldn't be here doing it if it wasn't for this era. You never know. I might still be, because again, NWA, Jim Crockett, the territories, so on and so forth, along with the old WWF. Hogan up on top of the cage, the view, the aerial view from the roof. Hogan climbing into the cage, taking off his shirt, ripping it off. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for your right. Fight for your life. No? Well, I still got energy 3 hours in WrestleMania. Who else does this? I don't know anybody. Thank you guys for being here. So here we go. Hogan with the ribs taped here on WrestleMania 2. The yellow trunks, the red knee pads, the yellow boots. Bundy in the singlet that he always wears, and the black boots. Season and sizing each other up. Bundy and Hogan in the middle of the ring. Here we go. Main event time. WrestleMania 2. Collar and elbow. Bundy back and forth with the elbow, slugging it out. Hogan taking over and getting the best of Bundy. Right to the side of head. Far side off the ropes. Big right, Bundy off the steel cage. Big knife edge chop by Hogan. Another one. Bundy's in trouble early. Far side, Bundy off the ropes. Big boot to the jib by Hogan on Bundy. Bundy's definitely reeling and rocking and rolling. There's the sky view once again. Bundy over into the corner. Hogan using the singlet strap to choke out the bigger King Kong Bundy. Hogan trying to choke him out. There's no rules in a steel cage. Bundy face first into the cage by Hogan. A shot to the rather large pond zone of King Kong Bundy. Hogan taking over here early. Knife edge chops. Rights, lefts. Far side, Beal toss, followed by a big clothesline. An Irish whip, followed by a big clothesline. Let's get the moves correct. A big boot to the midsection. Another chop by Hogan. A big forearm shiver. Bundy's in big trouble. Set him up on the ropes. Far side goes Bundy, off the ropes. Hogan with the big running elbow on Bundy. Bundy's still on his feet, but he is like a Humpty Dumpty. Another big right to the side of the dome. Hogan, again, laying in those methodical right hands on King Kong Bundy. Once again, face first. No, wait, and Bundy blocks it. And Hogan blocks it. Bundy with a shot, a left to the ribs, and now with those double axe handles on the back of, an injured back of Hogan here in WrestleMania 2. Big left foot to the ribs and to the short ribs and to the midsection on Hogan. Bundy now taking over. The big clubbing forearm and elbows on Hogan. Bundy has now taken over on Hogan. I got to wrap myself up even more. This is going to be a slobber knocker. The irresistible force meets the immovable object, the quote, Gorilla Monsoon. You can see I'm beside myself. My tongue is twisted and tied. And you know you like it when I get tongue-tied. You all know that you like it. Big body slam by Bundy on Hulk Hogan. Hogan is down and out in the middle of the ring. Bundy just putting a boot on the back of the neck of Hulk Hogan, grinding away with his foot, putting all the weight, using the rope to put the extra weight on Hogan. Now, I apologize for being so crazy here, but this is why I'm the guardian of chaos. Bundy has the door open. He's trying to crawl out the door. Bundy's trying to get out the door. Heenan's opening up the door. No, Hogan has caught Bundy by the leg, preventing King Kong Bundy from getting out of the cage to win the title. Bundy's back in. Taking over on Hogan. Again, picks him up like a child. Slams Hogan back first, side first, into the steel cage. Hogan's in big trouble. He's laid out. Heenan's trying to open up the cage again. Bundy's stepping through the ropes. Is he going to get through the cage? Is Bundy going to become the new champion? Bundy's going out of the cage. He's got a foot out. No. Hogan, out of nowhere, a waistlock on King Kong Bundy, who's halfway out of the cage here at WrestleMania 2. Hogan's able to pull him back in. Then Bundy just with the clubbing forearms on the back of Hogan, unraveling the tape on the injured ribs of Hogan. Hogan just having that tape unraveled. The door's closed now, and Bundy's pulling all the tape off the injured ribs, and now he's just going to kick Hogan. And then he's using the tape to choke out the Hulkster. He's choking out the Hulkster with the tape, choking him, laying him down, sucking the air and the wind out of the big man. Hogan is, Bundy's like a polar bear, a grizzly bear, a black bear, all rolled into one. That's quite a bear. Leaning him over the ropes, choking him out across the ropes, plus the tape that was around Hogan's ribs. There's Heenan ringside, right by the cage. He's calling for the door to be open. The door is open. Bundy is winded, clearly winded, climbing through the ropes. Bundy's going to go out the door. Bundy's going to be your new champion. We have a new champion here at WrestleMania 2. Bundy's on his way out the door. He's halfway out. No, Hogan out of nowhere. Hogan's pulling him back. Hogan's got him by the eyes. He's got him by the proboscis. He's got him by the mouth. Hogan's trying to pull Bundy back into the ring. Bundy's going to be a champion. He's going to be a new champion. No. Wait. He's still yanking back on the face of Bundy, and Bundy is back in, and now Hogan, out of nowhere, finding the energy that only he can with the rights to the side of the head of Bundy. Far side. Irish whip into the corner. Big elbow follow-up by Hogan. Reverse knife edge. Boot to the pond zone by Hogan. Hogan now coming back, showing a little bit of life. Bundy's injured. Wait. Another big right, the trade hand right hand by Hulk Hogan. Bundy up against the ropes. Far side, cross side. And again, Hogan grabs his momentum and throws him face first into the steel cage. Bundy is laid out. He's down and out right now. Heenan reaching through the cage, trying to wake up Bundy, who went face first into that blue cage. Hogan playing to the crowd. No, what are you doing, Hogan? Who am I to argue with your career? But I get it. Stalking Bundy. going over and grabbing Bundy by the side of the head, leaning him over the rope. And now look, short punches to the right, to the forehead, and Bundy's busted open. Bundy's bleeding, and Bundy's busted open. Hogan with those short jabs. And of course, being thrown face first into that cage. Bundy has been busted open. I gotta tighten this up. Stand with me. Hogan just taking it to Bundy right now after, to begin with, he was getting his ass kicked. A bloody Bundy, a rake across the back. Bundy face first into the cage again by Hogan. Bundy's in big trouble. Side to side, pillar to post. Bundy for like the 4th or 5th time, face first into that cage, and he is a bloody mess. Here's like the 6th time, face first into that blue cage with all the weight from Hogan tossing him into it. Hogan climbing to the top of the rope. Hogan's on the top rope. He's trying to get to the top of the cage. No. He's choking out Bundy. He's got his foot across the top rope. Hogan's on the top of the cage. Close up on Bundy. He is gushing blood from his forehead. And again, Hogan just laying into that cut. Right hand after right hand into the face of a stunned, bloodied, and battered Bundy. He's going to pick him up. Hogan picks up. No, and Bundy falls on him. Just like he tried to do with Andre in WrestleMania 3, Bundy falls right on top of Hogan. Hogan couldn't hold him up. It could be from the injury. Hogan is down and out. Bundy's against the ropes, bloodied and bemuddled and befuddled and confused. Is bemuddled a word? I don't think it is. Befuddled is. Heenan's opening up the door. A bloody Bundy's crawling through the ropes. Bundy's going to the door. This is like a 3rd attempt. Will Bundy be the champion? Is Bundy going to win the title? Where's Hogan? Hogan's back to his feet. He's grabbed the tape. Wait, and he's choking out Bundy, who's right by the door. Hogan has now got the rope or the tape, whatever it is, around Bundy, and he's choking the life out of Bundy. A bloodied Bundy. Blood all over Hogan's shoulders as well. He's got him from behind. Boom, went for the right hand, but no, Bundy blocked it. A rake of the eyes as the tape is still around Bundy, pouring blood. Bundy now. Irish whip on Hogan to the corner, followed by the big avalanche. He hit the avalanche. Bundy hit the avalanche on Hogan in the corner. Off the ropes. Here it is. There's the frog splash. There's the big splash by Bundy. You can't cover him here. Hogan is shaking, frothing at the mouth. Shake, rattle, and roll by Hogan. Bundy's rolling over to the corner. We got a new world champion here. Bundy's going to be the new World Wrestling Federation champion. Here it is. Bundy's on his way out. He's halfway out the door. His head, his shoulders. Heenan's trying to pull him out. Hogan is in the middle of the canvas, but no. He's crawled over. He's grabbed Bundy by that rather ample leg. Bundy's halfway out. Blood pouring off his head. Hogan's on the inside of the ring trying to pull Bundy back in. He's got him back in. He pulled him in. Bundy with the big forearm blows to the lower back of Hogan. Bundy back to his feet, looking like maybe he got a second wind. You could see the blood pouring off that big bald dome piece. Irish whip to the opposite side, Hogan. Another avalanche by Bundy. Hogan didn't sell it. Hogan didn't push it. A boot to the midsection by Bundy. Far side, going for the Irish whip. Reversal by Hogan. Into the corner goes Bundy. Big body slam, power slam by Hogan. Hogan picked him up, Bundy, and power slammed him. Holy cramoly. Far side. There's the big leg drop. Hogan's going crazy. Pin him. What the fuck are you doing? Don't just walk around for the crowd. Bundy's out. Pin him. Well, you can't pin him. What am I saying? Hogan's going to the top of the... I fucked up there. Bear with me. I got carried away. Hogan's at the top of the cage. He's trying to crawl out the cage. You can only crawl out the cage. That's how you win. Over the top or through the door. No pinfalls. I fucked up. Both men on top of the cage. Hogan with the big boot. Down goes Bundy from the top rope. Hogan's going to the top of the cage. He's over. He's got one leg over the top of the cage. Bundy's going for the door. Hogan's on the outside of the cage. He's climbing down. Bundy's going for the door. Bobby Heenan's trying to stop Hogan. Hogan's going down. Bundy's at the door. And Hogan reaches the floor first. Bundy's out of the cage, but it's too late. It's too late. Hogan has retained the title. He has won the title, retained the title. He went over the top of the cage, got to the floor as Bundy was crawling out the cage. It was close, but Hogan defends the title, wins the title. And listen to me, pin him. The fuck was I talking about? Were you going to correct me? Two ways back then, over the top or through the door. What the fuck are we doing here? Heenan's in the cage. Hogan's going in to get Heenan in the cage. Heenan tried to stop him from coming down the cage. This has come up. Where's King Kong Bundy? Bundy's a bloodied mess outside of the ring on the concrete floor. Heenan's trying to climb the cage. Hogan has him. Hogan has Heenan up. What's he going to do? A big right hand by Hogan on Bobby Heenan. Far side. Brain goes face first into the cage. Hogan just slammed Bobby the Brain Heenan face first in the cage. He's already run the match. There's no reason to do this. This is despicable. It's unacceptable right now that Hogan is doing this to Bobby Brain Heenan. Atomic, the knee drop. What are you doing, Hogan? Somebody get in there and save Heenan. This is unnecessary. You don't put your hands on a manager. He didn't do anything to do. What the fuck is going on? Hogan, you're wrong for this. I can't believe it. You see what happened. Tommy Lasorda, champion of the world, Hulk Hogan. No need to put your hands on Bobby Heenan. Heenan and Bundy have left ringside. Hogan's in there. Lasorda's raising his hand. A bloodied Bundy and Heenan get defeated. But you don't have to put your fucking hands on them. And Hogan doing his thing. What a match. That was a good match as I go back and watch this for like the 100th time. Fans, thanks for being here. We went a little over 30 minutes for the main event. Live to tape watching along. WrestleMania 2. Hulk Hogan defeats King Kong Bundy. I can't thank you guys enough. I had a lot of fun. Go back and watch all 4 episodes. All 4 parts for WrestleMania 2. You won't regret it. Entertainment personified. Where else do you get this energy and passion from pillar to post and coast to coast? I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Come on back. We're going to be doing this all the way to WrestleMania 40. Don't you dare miss it.